Hey guys, Rick from Casual Vapor here, and today I'm reviewing the Elite CE3 Cartomizer from Smoke. What you do, I'll back it up here. You get these, and you got this rubber drip tip, kind of sucks. You get yourself a needle with 2 points. They're blunt tips for refilling, and each one of them comes like this, and they come in this cool pack. Comes with a little card that tells you how to refill them, and yeah, they're each individually wrapped. They look pretty nice when you pull them out. But we're gonna get into why I don't like them. Now, first of all, I have 2 packs of these. The ohms seem alright, like their ohm measurement. I got the 2.4 to 2.6 ohm pack. They just have a box there that's checked. They're okay. They're between 2.2 and 2.8 in reality, so I mean that's, I guess, acceptable for something that's $10 for 5. Here's the real issue I have with it, and I'll be right back. Okay. The real issue I have, I got some liquid here, and this one's almost empty. So you can't fill these without this needle. To fill these, you're not gonna see it. I mean, actually you can kind of. Right down over there, there's a little hole. And you have to poke the needle in that hole like that, and then you'll fill it up. And if you pull, there's your juice, it's all going crazy. So you have to fill these upside down, because if you don't and you fill them like this, it forces your juice into the little hole there and it shoots out the bottom. So you have to fill them upside down. You have to fill them with a needle. I tried to take that little white washer deal out there and just fill them vertically, but they also use pressure to keep it in there. So if you do that, it leaks out the bottom too. That was probably that was my fault. That was dumb. But it's dumb that you have to fill them with a needle. I think that. Because then if you want to refill these when you're at work or something, you have to bring a needle to work with you. And that's just one more thing to carry when you have this stuff, your juice, a needle, and then you clean it. I mean, it's one more thing to clean as well. It'd just be really nice if you could just tip and drop it in there, but you can't. So I'm going to fill this up. And we're gonna get a filling. I'm just gonna give you an idea of it. They really make me mad when filling because they also just leak randomly. So it'll probably do it, but you'll fill this up and you'll make sure it's upside down. You get it in the hole, and then you push the deal, and there it is. It's filling up nice and full, and you don't want to fill them all the way, but that's probably good. Pull that out, and then when you flip it back upside down, a lot of times they'll leak. That's stupid. And what happens is, like, you're pushing air and pressure in here, and the idea, you hold it upside down so that the pressure can escape the top and it'll just be air instead of liquid, but it doesn't seem to equalize very quickly at all. And so it looks fine now, it's not leaking, but you'll put it on your battery and take a few puffs, oh, or just get a bunch of juice in your mouth, ick, and it's really soggy, it bubbles and it's flooded right now. And if I put it on my battery, which is, I mean, I'll burn it. It's super gurgly, and without fail, of course, you probably won't be able to see it, but there is liquid in my battery. And coming out the bottom, if you can see that, there's liquid. It just leaks. That's just what it does. So basically, at this point, what you have to do is you have to get a paper towel or something. Then you clean it off, and then you blow it out, and you get a bunch of juice because it was leaking in there. And essentially, when you blow on it, you create more negative pressure by the coil, so it just sucks more juice in and floods itself again. So you kind of have to blow lightly and just kind of try to get the juice out of there. Then, of course, you're going to have to clean off your battery, which is always, I mean, when I go to buy cartomizers, what I want to do is make sure that it leaks on my battery, so I get to clean that every time I fill them. You clean that out. That looks okay. So, put it back on, and you try it again. Now it worked okay. No juice. Now it's leaking still a little bit at the unit. And yep. So anyway, that's how these work. They're kind of stupid. They're cheap. It's an appealing price, but not really worth it because you just got to go through so much trouble, and you're buying, yeah, I mean, you're getting what you paid for. $10 for 5 of these. They work fine once you get them to stop leaking. I mean, nothing leaks out by the O-ring down there or up here. I haven't had any issues with leaking up there. And I use, this is one that I've got ready to go. It's already working. I use a drip tip, and you stick it on there, and it works great once you get it working. But the trouble is that sometimes, I mean, sometimes you can get it to stop leaking after like 1 or 2 times blowing it out and leaking in your battery and stuff. But sometimes it'll take like 5 or 6 times, and you will lose like half your juice. Half the juice you just filled up will be in your battery and on the paper towel from you cleaning the battery and the connector, and that's leaking still. There we go. It's extremely inconvenient. I wouldn't recommend these to anyone. If you want a cartomizer type thing, it's just it's a lot less hassle to just get a top coil cartomizer with wicks that hang down. I know some people don't like those. Maybe sometimes you have to tip them and get it wicked, but it's a hell of a lot better than dealing with this, than going through, because the coil's at the bottom, so the juice has to get down there, but they don't want too much juice to get down there, and then when it does, it just leaks out. And so these holes are kind of small, and it's tight in there, like where the liquid can go between the outside of the tube and that post where those holes are located. And so sometimes not enough juice gets down there and you get dry hits, like a ton of dry hits. So really less than half the time you're getting good hits off this anyways, because it's either flooded from filling or it's dry from not enough juice getting down there. And you'll see, if you can see on the camera, right up down in there, that's an air bubble, and that came out of that hole, and that will transport itself eventually from down there up to the top. But if that air bubble's stuck on that hole and you suck on it, the air bubble goes in there, and then it's air instead of liquid that you're getting in there, and that'll give you a dry hit. So you kind of have to wait. When you see those air bubbles right on the outside of the hole, there's one that's hanging out there near the hole, you have to wait for it to get away from the hole and kind of rise up so it won't get sucked in, and that is also a hassle. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to give them, a little more time because I bought them, but I'm going to probably just be sticking to the Vivi Nova. I'm also going to get an iClear 30 from Inokin once those get back in stock from Discount Vapors. So yeah, I would recommend just using a top coil tank or a Cartomizer tank. I mean, if you're into that, I like to use the top coil tanks, but that's what I'd recommend, because these are stupid. So yeah, the Elite CE3, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend that you buy it or try it unless you get it free. Then go ahead and try it, but I doubt you're going to like it. So that's all I got. My next review is going to be for the Ego Twist, which is, there's tons of reviews for that, but I got one, and I'm going to give you my idea of it on my next review. So, yep, stay tuned, keep vaping. See ya.